Hi, my name is Em, and I'm here at the Matador, which is an independent venue that hosts spoken word events, known as Spo-Wo. And I'm here with the founder and spoken word artist, Ethan PSA, to see if we can find a little bit more about spoken word. So let's get right into it. Ethan, what would you say is spoken word?
Spoken word, defining it's a lot like the problem of defining poetry, where people will say poetry is that which is said to be poetry. But with spoken word, it's kind of the same deal in terms of as a performance style and the way that people will creatively develop their work. It's very different from performer to performer. As a consequence, I generally just describe it to people as it's like stand-up comedy, but it's not always funny.
How do you see Spo-Wo affecting the community that you're in and Vancouver as a creator?
The gig itself gives back to the community in terms of it's an open and accessible crowd. Virtually anybody can come here and they're not going to feel outcasted. As hokey as that sounds, virtually no 2 or 3 people that come as an audience member know each other. And they do end up talking, which is not the case at an awful lot of events around town, which are either revolving around a very core group of people who it takes years to penetrate the egos of, or you end up in an environment that forces you to compete. And this is the biggest problem that I've had with Vancouver spoken word, is that if you want to perform, you must be graded against the other performers. There is a second round, you do need to have a second poem, but there's no guarantee that you're going to be able to perform a second time.
So where do you want to see these Spo-Wo events going?
I like them here. I really do, on account of number one, I don't have to pay anybody, which is excellent. The biggest thing about Spo-Wo right now is that it's virtually no budget. And it's easy to find. And it's easy to get to. Really, people have no excuse not to come out to spoken word gigs if there's at least one of them being run like this. I'd like to see it so that this is kind of like a hub for people to develop in, and that people are setting up shows on the side. I would like to see not only people working individually, but people working together. Collaboration is kind of what it's about.
Well, thank you so much for your time and your participation.
Thank you.
Boom. And just before I go, do you want to give a pitch on how people can find out or where they can know when the next venue or next show is happening?
For certain. The first one is the most reliable. We've got a blogspot site, spo-wo.blogspot.com, and that is spelled S-P-O-W-O.